So our second video is going to be on drawing curves or multiple curves. So meaning that it doesn't just go around in a circle, but it goes up and then down and then up and then down. And this will require pulling handles in the curve in different directions. So in some cases you can see the ending points for the handles will be up and then others will be down. But notice at position 1, 3, 5, and 7, they're all along the same horizontal line. So there's basically 4 anchor points, and the handles are either going up or down to create this sine wave motif. So here we go. Clicking on the pen tool, again, center of the circle, holding shift, pulling that handle to that second gray circle there, and now I'm moving on to the third one. If I don't pull a handle out, you can see how the swoop is almost like a shark fin. It kind of like slowly like swoops down to the right. So you can kind of preview where the line would go if you just clicked once. But when you click and drag, you can see it actually starts to put that pathway along the grayed out image behind. I'm going to hold Shift, Shift X to go stroke to fill. Again, it's just a matter of clicking the anchor points in the right place and then pulling those handles to the right places. I'm going to hit Escape, and I'll go ahead and move on to the next form. Perhaps before I do that, I'll just increase my point size just so we can see it. Spacebar hand grab. I'm going to move over here. So here we're going to actually change the direction of our anchor point handles. So this will involve using actually we won't be using any keyboard actions here. So it'll actually involve clicking on the anchor point after we've made the first or actually the second anchor point up here. So placing my first anchor point, holding Shift, pulling the handle to that second position. That's where the handle is going to exist. And then I can click once. Now when I do this, actually I'm realizing we will have to pull a handle out. Right now what it's going to do is, like, if I did that, it's just going to draw a straight line to the next position. I have no handles to actually like make that line curve. So I'm going to go Control Z. In order to pull a handle out of an anchor point where the handles are actually tight and closed up inside, you can hold Alt, and you'll notice that your tool actually changes to just this like angle, and that allows you to actually modify the anchor point. When you put your cursor on top of the anchor point, you'll notice it goes to the corner widget. And when you click and drag, the thing that you're dragging out is not a line, but it's actually the handle. And so here I can do that move again. Again, I have no handles. This is just a line segment that is previewing where the line will go. When I hold Alt, click and drag, I'm pulling a handle out of that anchor point. And then the last move will be to place that anchor and then pull another handle down. So again, if you plot your first point with a handle, it's going to make the line curve. If you click once without dragging, those handles will actually be locked inside of that anchor point. And the only way you can get those handles out or modify them is by holding the Alt key and clicking and dragging out of that anchor point. There may also be the possibility of just hovering over it, which is worth trying. So let's go ahead and see. So I'm going to click, hold Shift, drag my handle out, clicking there, and it looks like if I just hover over it, I should be able to pull a handle out as well. So it turns out you don't even need to hold Alt to pull that handle out. You can just plot it and then click on the same anchor point and pull that handle down. Alright, we'll go ahead and stop that recording there. And I think it's important to say, like, the first approach that I did there when I was holding Alt, I don't think it was actually doing much. However, when you have two handles out and you want to modify one or break one, holding Alt does do that. So that's why I tend to hold the Alt key. Alright, let's stop this.